Basically, Zoomcar, we're India's only 100% pure play self-drive car rental service. So it's fundamentally different from the Olas, Ubers of the world, taxi for sure, because we're not a taxi company, we're not a chauffeur-based service, we only do self-drive. So that in and of itself is a huge departure in India, because prior to our launch in early 2013, no one was actually doing this. We're purely an experiential brand, product, service, if you will. Right now, our fleet size is quite large. We're over 1,000 cars. We're live operating today in 6 cities, all the major Tier 1 metros. We believe that the best opportunity here, unlike in the taxi segment, the better opportunity lies really in the Tier 1, Tier 2 cities, as opposed to the Tier 3 cities. And for our business to really thrive, you want to have some degree of scale in the cities. It's something that, as opposed to going sort of very far and wide, we like the approach of really making sure that you have a very hyper-local, very, very dense network in your cities where you're operating. Because it's about providing the most value to the customer and really enhancing the customer experience to the maximum. I think what made it more challenging for us, I'd say, compared to some of the other Indian entrepreneurs, is the fact that I'm, of course, not Indian. And so so David and I being two American co-founders, two non-Indian co-founders, I think there's always, at least for the first year, 2 years, there was always a sort of a lingering, and whether or not this was ever communicated by an investor, it was always in the back of their heads, is that these two white guys here in India, are they going to just go up and jump ship as soon as things become challenging? And I think as we, the staying power, that really says a lot for investors and their mentality. And in fact, our largest investor, Sequoia, they would always say that to us, is that once we kind of got past a certain point, they knew that there was obviously no turning back. For us, we are core, since we are a self-drive car rental company. I mean, to a huge extent, what we promote internally and the message that we send is always around freedom, convenience, flexibility, privacy. So it was certainly, like probably most of the entrepreneurs that you would talk to around here, when you first tell your parents about that, they're not all too happy. Particularly me, so I went to UPenn with David, my co-founder. We were both batchmates together, and he actually ended up going down to law school at Harvard. I went to Wall Street and worked in investment banking. And obviously there's a certain expectation when you're going down that path, and especially when you think about it with your parents or friends, obviously good salaries, decent money for sure, and then of course forfeiting all of that, sacrificing all of that. But it's something that they always saw that I was extremely passionate about this, realized that the opportunity was just massive. There's a couple of initiatives that we're working on that I think are pretty special, that could really, really sort of blow up the market, so to speak. Look, we know the demand is there. We've seen it for 2 years plus. We know it's a huge demand. So I would say I would make the case that we already are a unicorn, and it's just something that the rest of the community will find that out very soon. I think once you get a little bit of traction, and you see it with all companies that end up raising a fair amount of money, is that you need to get a couple of early believers, and then you kind of just consistently focus on really 2 things. I think executing at a really efficient clip, so you're just moving ahead and keep churning, and then also on the same side of it, really making sure the customer experience stays rock solid.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.